Morning. Our lesson today is about inverse proportion. To explain this lesson, I wanted to refresh your memory about formulas we used to take them before. Like the first one, area of a rectangle, area of parallelogram, and the distance. All of these have a common operation. Can you observe it? Yes, it's multiplication. What do we mean by inverse proportion? It's when one quantity increasing, the other one decreasing. When x is increasing, y is decreasing, which means the two quantities are said to be inversely proportional. Fill in the following table. You have x and y inversely proportional to each other. So when we say inversely proportional to each other, it means you are multiplying x and y to get the same product. As you see here in the table, 1 times 80, 2 times 40, 4 times 20, all of them have the same product. So its equation is xy equals to 80. Let's look at the graph. As you notice, the graph has a curved shape. Is a real life example. Suppose you go on a car journey of 120 kilometers. The time it takes depends on the speed of the car, which means as the speed increases, time decreases, and vice versa. When the speed decreases, time increases. If the car travels at 60 kilometers per hour, the journey will take 120 divided by 62 hours, and so on. The table shows the journey times for a car traveling at various speed. And as we said, speed and time are in inverse operation. So let's look at each column. What do you notice? What's the relation between x and y? Yeah, exactly. Every time when you multiply the speed and time, you will get the value of the distance, which is 120. So to deduce the equation, we can know that xy is equal to 120. This product K is the constant number of proportionality. Now, let's plot these points on a graph. We got this graph after plotting the points. What do you notice about the points in this graph? They don't form a straight line, and there is a smooth curve between them. So, graphs of inverse proportion are always like this curved shape. Let's try to read it here. Tell me what's the time taken if the speed is 10 kilometers per hour. Here is 10. Now let's read the time. It's 12 hours, so it will take 12 hours. Here is another example. T is inversely proportional to n. Don't forget, when we say inversely proportional, we have to multiply the variables to get the constant number, which is k. Find an equation in terms of t and n. So let's multiply t and n to get k. So 2 times 108 is equal to 116. That's our equation. When n is equal to 6, find the value of t. As we took before, when we say the value of t, it means t as a subject. So t is equal to 216 over n. Then let's substitute it. Instead of n, put 6, and the final answer is 36. Now let's solve together. Here, r is inversely proportional to s, and s is equal to 30, r is equal to 10. When I say inversely proportional, it means I have to multiply the variables. So let's discover the equation together. Multiplying the variables means s times r, which is 30 times 10. So I will get 300. So SR is equal to 300. That's my equation. Now let's find S. When I say find S, it means that S is the subject. So S equals 300 divided by our inverse operation to get 300 divided by 150, and the answer is 2. Here is the last exercise for today. J is inversely proportional to L. I will remember that I have to multiply the variables. So when I multiply the variables, in the first column, 3 times 4 is 12. So every time I should have 12 as a product. So let's go to the second one. To get L is the subject. I will say L equals 12 over J, which means 12 over 48, 0.25. The last one means J is the subject. So J is equal to 12 over L, which is 12 over 2 equals to 6. That's our final table. How to check my answer? You have to multiply in each column. You have to multiply J by L, and you have to get 12. 3 times 4, 12. 48 times 0.25, 12. 6 times 2 is 12, so I'm right. That's your homework for today. Thank you for listening.